Hi everyone. Okay, so today I wanted to share something with you that I add to my journals. Now, I absolutely love doing journals. I've been a crafter for quite a few years, but on and off. So I'll craft for a while and then get really busy, not craft. So at this point in my life where I am, I'm able to craft more often. So I'm starting to build my skills again. And I have always loved paper crafting, but I'm really focused on journaling. So this is one of the journals I have made. I've made it out of a Dollar Tree journal, and I customize it to what I love making these houses, customize it to doing the houses and the things that I want to say, little sayings, little cut up pieces of paper, which is great to use for any scraps you have. I can do another tutorial on this. I would be happy to do a tutorial on this, on how I do all these pieces and just have fun with it, and how I cover this Dollar Tree journal. Although, I don't know if I can do this exact one in the future, because I don't know if they're carrying these anymore. I don't know if they're out of them now, but I haven't seen them. I do have some extra though, so I at least can do a tutorial and you can use it on other journals you find. All right. So for these journals, I like to make them, and then I like to put a pen holder in them. So I've seen these on YouTube, on little shorts on Instagram and TikTok, but I'm going to show you how to make one now today. So I'm not sure where they originated from, but I'm just going to show you how to make one, and then they go in your journal. So I originally would just slide them on the pages in the back, but now I have upgraded to using inside here, which you'll see is using, I wanted to use a magnet, but it was just too bulky. So I'm using this Velcro, and I've put a piece in here so that when it goes to the back of the book, and when it goes onto the back of the book, it stays really nice. So we will have another tutorial on that, on how to put it on the back, but I just wanted to show you how to make this today. All right. So what you're gonna need for this project is you'll need 2 pieces of paper, and this is gonna be, this paper, you're not gonna see this one, but this paper is gonna be what the color of the outside of it is, the larger paper. So the 6 3/4 by 4 is gonna be the outside piece. The 4 3/4 by 2 7/8 is gonna be the inside piece. Now you'll see that, it's here, you'll see that, but really not much. So it should probably match somewhat, but you're really not going to see it. Then you're going to need these smaller pieces, which measure, oh my gosh, I thought I had the measurements done. I'm so sorry. I think these measure, let me see, 2 by, okay, so this is 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. So 2 pieces, 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. And those are for the outside decorating. And then you need 2 pieces, I believe these are 1 by 2. Yep, 2 by 1. I'm sorry, 2 by 1 1/4. So 2 by 1 1/4, these 2 pieces. Now, oh, you're also going to need a punch. Now, I have a heart punch, but you can use anything. You can use a star, you can use a circle. You don't even have to have a punch. But for this project and for it to look like this, you'll need some sort of punch. Now, the colors I chose here obviously matched some of the patterns I had on the houses, and so I wanted all that to match to go with the journal. You can do whatever you want and however you want to do it, but that's how I did it. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do, put these over here, is get your scoreboard out. And we are gonna score these 6 3/4 by 4. We are gonna score that on 2 1/2 and 4 1/4 on a 6 3/4 side. So you're going to make sure your paper is on the 6 3/4 side. Okay. Then we are going to score at 2.5 and 4 1/4. So 2.5 and 4 1/4. Now, when I say you're going to flip it over, this is what I mean. From the bottom, you're going to put it up on top so that your score lines are at the exact same place. Then you're going to score every 1/4 of an inch between the 2.5 and 4 1/4. So I start at the 2.5, and I'm sorry, every 1/8 of an inch. I apologize. Every 1/8 of an inch between the 2.5 and 4 1/4. So basically every single little dot, if you have this type or whatever you have, every 1/8 of an inch, every little dot. Okay. So every 1/8 of an inch, that's what it'll look like. All right, so here I was. I just did my 1/8 inch, every 1/8 of an inch. Now I'm gonna turn it back over, just like I flipped it, back over. And I'm gonna turn it to the 4-inch side, okay? And on the 4-inch side, I'm gonna score at 1/2 an inch and 3.5 inches. So that's a 1/2 inch in from either side, okay? So 1/2 an inch and 3.5. That's what we scored at. Then on your 4 3/4 by 2 7/8 piece, this is your inside piece, you have one score at 2 3/8. So 2, 1, 2, 3/8, right? Okay, so that's all for your scoring. All we're gonna do with the 2 3/8 side, I'm sorry, the 4 3/4 by 2 7/8 is we are going to fold it in half. That's where we're going to hide our paper clips. And I didn't tell you you needed those in the supplies. Sorry. You also need paper clips, so large paper clips, and 2 Velcro pieces. These are how mine look. I took them out of the package, but that's how they look when they come in the package. So you get, the male and the female. All right. Back to business here. Back to business. So we just folded our 4 3/4 over where we scored on 2 3/8. We're gonna set that aside. So this one, which is your 6 3/4 by 4, we're gonna fold on each side where we did the 3.5 and 1/2. Gonna fold those in. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is you're going to look for the part that where, if you can imagine like a hill and a valley, and I'm sure you've heard this, where you score when it's bumping out, that's the hill. When it's indenting in, that's the valley. So this is going to be the valley side. And just from where we scored at 4 1/4 and 2.5, we're just going to bend those. We're not going to fold them. We're just going to sort of bend them in to help. Okay? There we go. Because what it's going to do is when we put this all together, it's going to hold the pen and it's going to be easier because it's be accordion-like. Okay, so here we go. Fold these back over where so it's going to be like this. If I flipped around and you didn't understand that. where you just did that with all of the indents and made them nice and didn't fold them and just bent them a little bit, you're going to fold these in onto them. Okay? All right. So after you do that, we're going to glue. I've used many a glue over the years. Not that I'm a professional crafter by any means, but I'm telling you, this 3-in-1, well, first I started with the Fabri-Tac, but this 3-in-1 is not as toxic smelling as the Fabri-Tac to me. I do have Fabri-Tac just in case I need it, but I use this mostly, this 3-in-1. I'm sure you have your favorite glue, but even when I mess up and get the glue, like it squishes out, I can pretty much get it off. Where with white glue, I can't really get it off. It's very hard to make it look like there's not glue that's dried and tried to be wiped off of my craft. Where with this clear glue, or this 3-in-1, I haven't tried all clear glues. Well, I have tried a lot, but this 3-in-1 is the best. For me. Shouldn't say, I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm just saying what I like. And I will always say what I like, and then you can try it. If you don't like it, use something else. If you like it, fantastic. Good tip, right? Okay, I'm really rubbing this down with my paper towel because I really want it to stick. Okay? Then, the opposite way that you fold it in, you're gonna, on the last of these score lines, you're gonna fold backwards, okay? Like this. All right, so it's gonna look something like this. So you've rounded these. You folded these in on where you rounded them. They were facing you. You rounded them. You folded these in, glued them, and then we folded these backwards. I want you to be able to see that so you know. Okay. So now we have it down where we folded these in and just glued them. Okay, so now we're going to do the inside piece. Because we're doing Velcro, and when the whole bookmark or the whole pen holder goes in the book, you want to make sure that your Velcro pieces are lined up. So, since I already have one here, and this is just for the purposes of you guys learning this, before I even do anything to the inside part, I am going to measure where I put my Velcro in the back of the journal. So I happened to put a little circle with the heart to match, so I did all the colors to match. And the reason why I'm doing another one and decided to show you guys is because I had to cut open this and it got messed up. So I'm doing another one. So I already had Velcro in there. But otherwise, I would normally take 2 pieces of Velcro, a male and a female, and I would put one here. Okay, I would put one here. Well, I would put 2. I'm sorry. Let me start over again. I would put 2 together. I don't know where my other page just went. I think it fell, but you get the gist. So I would put them together so that you have them so that they are gonna hit at the same spot, if that makes any sense. So if I take one off of here and one off of my other one, which again, it just fell, I have no idea where it is, and I put them together, take them off, and then decide where to put them on here, it will automatically go to the right place on here. So this is the opposite. Let me see. Yeah, I believe that's the opposite. It's not. This is the, oh, here, it was stuck to me. All right, so there's that. So here's fuzzy, here's kind of harsh. Fuzzy is already on here, harsh, but if not, I would take a fuzzy and a harsh and I would put them together and I would put them on here. So I'm gonna do that opposite of normal and put it right, put the, not the sticky side, the harsh side to go to the female side. I don't know what the male and the female is. I think the male is the fuzzy side and the female is that harder, rougher side. Not harsh, but rough. Okay. So I am going to put a dot of glue on here just because with this coming on and off, I want it a little bit stronger than just what's on the back of this dot. So I'm going to center it, doing my best for you guys to see and for me to see, to center it. Okay. So now we know that our Velcro is going to be in the same spot when we go to put on the pen holder. Okay? That's going to have to dry, but that's okay. That is all right. You're not even going to see it. It's just going to have to dry. And it's just right around where my Velcro is. And I expected that just because I just want a stronger hold on there, like I said. Okay. Okay. So that's done. Now remember where this is, because that's going to be important. You want it to hit the same or the right spot on here when you decorate. So what you might want to do, so I'll show you. Okay, we're going to glue this in here eventually, but then this is going to go up like this. So you want this to be the front because it's going to slide like this, and know that the front is facing that way. So I'm going to do like a little F just right here because the paper is going to go over, but then I'll know when I'm decorating. All right, back to where we were. So we've just put our Velcro on. We put it on like this, hold it off. We're going to put it in here. Okay. So now make sure that open here, fold it on top, put your two paper clips right there. Then we are going to get tape. And we're going to put it around here. Let me move this. I'm going to put tape here. I've got this Band-Aid on because I get dip nails. They're called dip nails. It's a dip. I get them done at a salon, and I hit my hand on a drawer or finger on a drawer when I was grabbing something, and my nail cracked like down far. So I hope they fix it today. Well, I know they're going to fix it today, but I hope they fix it up to where it does not hurt. So we're going to put this tape on either side. I'm making them all look pretty again, but until then, all the glue and tape is sticking to my Band-Aid. All right, just like that. Then I'm gonna take my bone folder, and I just like to press these doodly-doop, just like that, just because it makes the tape stay on a little bit easier. Now this is gonna seem funny, okay? It's not. All right, so I'm just checking for this, so we're at the front, okay. But we're gonna take the tape off and then glue it, and then put the glue on, and then put it in here. So let me get my handy dandy little tape taker offer. Pick this up. Okay. I have to remember this is the front. Well, yep. I should have done that different, but that's okay. This is the back. So let me edit that. Back first, then front, but that's okay. I gotta get back to getting used to doing these videos again. Because you're like, what is wrong with you, Belle? All right, so, and you're gonna put glue around where this tape is. So it's really glued in there. Okay? And this is the back. This is the front where we marked front. So this is the back, right? Front's up here, back's here. So we're going on the inside. This is where we glue these inside. We are going to glue it right here. So see why we should have left the front alone? Pro tip, don't say things that don't make sense. Alrighty. Okay. So then we're going to put our glue here. So it really sticks. This is not tricky, but make sure you have it right. So we are going to put this down and align it with the bottom. Press all the way up to the top. Okay? And hold it. You can press this down a little bit just to get it rounded, but this is basically what you want it to look like. So we just folded it over, pressed it down, lined the ends up, and then went up like this. Okay? Just gonna reshape that a little. See why it's so important to just kind of bend it before we even do anything with it. All right, so we know this is our front. Now let me show you. I don't want to pull it too much, I just glued it, but that's the opening, and that's how it's gonna go in, and then with the paper clips in there, it holds it nice. All right, okay. So we've got this done. So that's what it looks like. Now we have our pieces of paper that we've already folded. Okay, and we're gonna decide what we want the front and how we want the back. Let's move all that over. Okay. So I'll do the front green, and this is why I'm gonna do the front green, because it matches this, right? So when I see the green, then I know that that's the way it faces, right? Green on green. So that's what I'm gonna do to know. All right, this small piece of paper is gonna be obviously showing underneath just where the cutout is of this, all right? So what I'm gonna do just to test, and I want it lower, right? Because it's on the bottom. I'm gonna make sure that my piece of paper is going the right way, first of all. It is. It's going the right way. Now I don't want this little piece of paper all the way down, because this isn't going to be all the way down. It's going to be even on each side. Well, as even as my eyes can make it, because I'm going to eye it. So I'm going to put this sort of in the middle, you see? So, oh, I didn't put my cap on, you guys. Look. Land O'Lakes. I don't know, this does this. It doesn't deter me from using it. I love it. But if I don't put my cap on right away, it comes out. So, not great. But I'm going to use it. I know it's going to be messy, but let's try to use it, you guys. Let's just try to use it. Okay. That's quite messy. Hey, at least it's going to be underneath and nobody's going to see it. All right. That's a lot of glue on that one side. Probably don't even need any more. Okay, so then I'm going to put my top back on real quickie like. Oh my gosh, you guys, that got really messy. All right, so I'm gonna put it right in the middle, but above the bottom, like we were talking about, okay? Give a good little pressy squish here. Want it to look nice. All right, then back to this. So now we got this guy. We are gonna do, all right, I obviously can only go as far as my punch allows me, so I'm pushing it all the way to the bottom of the punch, and then I'm centering it on each side here. I'm eyeing this how much it is, how much is papers on each side. That looks about center to me. We do that, and see, okay, that's so cute. You could use that for something else. All right, so I am going to. Now, if you want to erase your little F just to make sure and be careful, that's fine. You're probably not going to see it, but we shall do that. I'm going to glue this. Obviously, you don't glue in the middle there. You can't, but I'm going to glue this on the outside here a little bit. And then I'm going to align it the best I can on the paper. And this is why I use glue. Most of the time, not every time, but most of the time I use glue, because I can adjust. I do not care for having it messed up and then I have to either try and tear it off and do it again or whatever with the tape. Some people are really good at putting it down, and I'm very envious of those people that are so good at eyeing it and put it down just right with the tape. But this stuff can go through basically almost any paper without seeing it. That's why I like it too. Even thin paper, you can't see the glue behind it. I love it so much. All right, so there's one side, and we know that's the front because it matches that. So we're gonna do the flip side, the same thing. Okay, it looks like, just give it a little, you know, fit before you start, kind of eyeball, because you can't put your, you know, unless you have a far-reaching punch, this won't go up very much. So you can't put this too far up, but you want to up far enough so that it isn't showing out the bottom. You don't want that to happen. All right, just a little bit of glue this time, you guys, just a little bit. Where's my cap? Over here. Put that back on. All right. Caught it just in time. All right, got that. Get that nice and pressed down. And then, okay. Again, eyeballing each side here and here of the white part of that punch, bottom white part of that punch. Pop that out. And then we're going to glue that on. Sorry, I hit the camera. I had the rough side out. There's the rough side of this paper. Last time I'll do that same thing, so it's both rough sides. Want it to matchy as much as it can, right? Tad messy with the glue, but you know, some days are like that. Okay. Glue that down very, very carefully. Oop! So here's some seeping out. I am sure you know this. But if you use a paper towel or a napkin, or there are special towels they sell, magic. That glue is magic. You see how I just wiped that away? I mean magic. Anyways, you press down and then do a little wipe. And look at that. It's like the glue was never coming out the bottom. Look at that. I love it. Love it so much. And then I'm always making sure that, oh my gosh, pressing down my quarters. Look at that. Even though I did that, I still got to straighten it. Wow. I love this stuff. All right, so that's done. Okay. How long did that take? Not very long. And then you have a fantastic pen holder. So let's try it out. Whoops. We want the green to match the green on the front. You just put it over the side like this. Put it on like that. And then it's Velcroed in, so it's a little harder to pull off. Now, if I can find the pen. Oh, I will say the thinner pens, like the Bic pens, will stay in, but not as well as a thicker pen. So just a little hot tip here. See, that'll stay on, right? And then there's, you know, oh my gosh, you guys. I'm glad I saw that. Did you see that? I'll tell you, this stuff happens to me and I'm like, what? I obviously didn't let that dry fast enough so I could make this video. Phew, another example of why to use glue. Although with tape, it probably won't even move, right? Okay, let's make sure this is, okay, phew. Okay, we got it. All right, so then you can see that's how it sits. Now, a couple of things. I'll go back to the pens. So the pens, yes, that'll stay in, you know, but is it the greatest because it's not as tight? No, but I have tried to make less lines with these measurements and it turns out all wonky. So I haven't tested it enough to know. But until then, I mean, I got this pen at like the Dollar Tree or something. And this is a nice pen. You just pop this in and it stays really nice, okay? So it writes really nice, you know, it's a bigger pen. It looks nice, it's got gold. So if you're gonna do this and like put them with your journals to sell or whatever, you know, that's a nice pen and it looks really nice. Now, the other thing you can do is you don't have to have it on the top. I like it on the top. Some people like it on the side. You could do all sorts of different options. And I think I'm gonna try another option too, because I just started making these, but my intention is to sell them. You could do it like this, obviously, and make, you know, put this over here and make this, you know, turn it this way instead of this way, you know, make that all the right way. And then put your pen like this. So that's another option. And some people love it like that. So either way, you can do the exact same thing, just this way and all facing the right way. So that's it, you guys. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I would love it. I'm going to be posting more videos on all things journals, things that go with my journals, and hopefully other little crafting projects. Until then, mwah, have a great day. Bye for now.